All right. Hello and welcome back, Dom and Jacob. We are here in the 2025 major season. The Masters tournament is coming up on Thursday, a tradition unlike any other. Boys, how are we feeling about the Masters being back?
I feel ready. I feel ready. It's that time of year again. Good to see you boys. We did this for the four majors last year. We had a lot of fun. We won some money. Let's get after it.
Welcome back. Golf is back. Let's go, baby.
Absolutely. The Masters has a nostalgic feeling, right? It's a one major tournament that goes back to the same spot every single year. Augusta's always in pristine shape. They know exactly what to do with that piece of land. But what are some like moments and memories you have from the tournament? Just what's your Masters moment when you think back to your childhood watching this tournament?
For me, it's pretty easy. Growing up in San Diego, Phil being a San Diego guy, it's 2010, 13th hole out of the pine straw to 8 feet on 13. That was kind of the moment where I fell in love with Phil, golf, the Masters, and all that.
Honestly, anytime the Masters is on, feels like a special moment is going to happen. I think they ran a commercial a week ago where they keep on throwing out moments, and we've never seen that before. And it seems like that happens every single year where something different happens on this course. And just the moment, the course, the history, the drama, it breeds different moments every single year. So you can pick any one of them, and it's special in itself.
Love, yeah, absolutely. I think with the Masters, you have a full catalog of history. And even before we were golf fans, going back, watching the Tiger chip in on 16, going, seeing the Vern Lundquist call, seeing all these, historical events happening and being able to have that catalog flip back through every single April is unreal. Yeah, thinking of that 13, I think he missed the eagle putt, Dom. Phil did,
He
but
did.
through
He
the
did.
pine
Went
straw.
on to win.
But
Went on to win.
the balls that hit that shot kind of set the tone for Phil. But major season's back. Let's look back at 2024. We were pretty lucky, right? We had the big players and the big stars winning. Tanner won two. Rory and Bryson were battling out in the U.S. Open in Pinehurst. That was a phenomenal finish. And of course, Scotty won in April at Augusta. So do we think we can have the stars, come back into the fold again this year in 2025?
I think so. I think the golf and especially the big players, I think is the healthiest we've been in a while, where the top players are playing at their best. I think Rory is going to look really good this year. He's never had a start this way where he's winning tournaments before the Masters, so he's heating up the right moment. But when the Masters come around, Scotty's going to show up. Bill's going to show up, big name, but he hasn't really won in a while. And everyone's going to show up. Morikawa's going to show up. Ludwig's going to show up. Standard's going to show up. I think we're going to be primed for another great year.
Yeah, I think major golf elevates the best players, and you kind of see that play out with there's not a whole lot of one-off winners. You see a lot of groupings of a couple majors here and there, and those are usually the top 10% of players within their generation. And so that's what major golf demands. It demands the best from the best players, and those typically shine. Major seasons always set up to see the best players come out and perform at their peaks.
I don't think anyone's going to get arrested this year. I will not have that on my bingo card, but anything can happen.
I think that was overall good for golf and even good for
Totally.
Scotty, right? That Scotty in the
Yeah,
jumpsuit. But yeah, that's I hope someone gets arrested. I think it'd be entertaining.
a little bit of spice. On
Little,
Cabrera's back this year,
yeah,
hey, honestly, the odds might be lower.
yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's look at the state of golf right now. We're gonna talk about who's hot, who's not. Just a quick little outline for the rest of the show. We're gonna start with the state of golf, who's hot, who's not. Little live update. Then we're gonna talk about some injuries. We're gonna talk the course and big weather. Jacob's gonna talk us through some big weather. And then we're going to do our draft. I'll walk through the draft later. We pick four players. We spun a wheel. Dom has first pick. And finish out with some betting. Stay around because that's where you're going to make some money. We have a couple of sharps here and also Jacob. So
Jeez.
just kidding. He won last year. But I'm really excited for this major season kicking off. Who's hot right now? Jacob, you mentioned it. Rory. He seems to always sort of be hot going into majors. You remember last year he won at Quail Hollow, and then he was the chance 10 years later for the PGA Championship. This is his chance for a career Grand Slam at Augusta, his 17th Masters. He's won in FedEx. He has all the momentum. Can Rory get it done? He's hot right now. We'll talk about it. But some other guys that are hot, Sepp Straka, number 2 in FedEx Cup rankings. Got to talk about Scotty Scheffler. He's Scotty's defense, JT. But talk me through some other guys, both of you guys. Who do you like? Who's hot right now in golf?
It seems like every single year, Colin Morikawa is playing some great golf in the current and just always shows up. I feel like if it was other years, Colin would have a couple majors more. He already is a two-time major champion. but he's been running some bad luck going against Scotty, going against Xander, Prime Bryson. Morikawa's playing some great golf right now. I'm excited to see him in the Masters.
Yeah, Colin's playing great. You have Russell Henley coming off the API. He was playing fairly well coming into this tournament as well. Brian Harman's coming off a win at TPC San Antonio, tough golf course there. Battled out a really tough Sunday. Kind of just hanging in there to hold on for a win. We mentioned Straka being second in the FedEx Cup, but Straka has missed one cut since the beginning of the season in January. Top 30s inside of that every week or better, and a win. So I think honestly, pound for pound, without the exception of Rory's 2 wins, I think Straka's probably your guy who's in best form right now coming into the tournament.
Yeah, he's kind of like a nonchalant, like he doesn't have much flair or anything like that. But is he a Georgia guy, right?
He is a Georgia Bulldog. Brian Harman as well.
Georgia Bulldogs, they just keep winning. Another guy that's like needs to, Ludwig Abert, right? Last year he was in contention with Scotty, and then the protein bar incident happened, and then he fell off. But he's going to be the up and coming guy. Everyone has him circled, right? Victor Hovland couldn't really come through. He plays fast. He's easy to watch. Would love to see him sort of start to make a run. But like we said, the top golfers are playing well right now, and we'd love to see that even on the live side. Like we take a look into the live. Jon Rahm is getting a lot of momentum right now. He won here a couple years ago. He's been frustrated at live. I think he wants to come back to the PGA Tour, it seems. I don't know. Rahm's getting it's all kind of shaping out to be a really good Masters. Let's hope we get one of those consistent winners.
I think this is going to be a huge year for Jon Rahm. I think the parallels between Jon Rahm and Brooks Koepka are pretty aligned, where 2022, Brooks went to live. He did not perform well in the majors that year. The Masters, he was cut, PGA T35, US Open 55, Open cut. And you just see the frustration of playing on live, not being really into contention a lot, not competitive tournaments on live. But the next season, you see him pissed off, you see him ready to compete. He T2 of the Masters, won the PGA, T17 of the US Open, and the Open, he's T64. But you see the competitive nature in Brooks come out after a year of disappointing on the live. I think you can see the same thing from Rahm this year, where Rahm last year as the Masters defending champion, first year on live, he T45 as the defending champion. He was cut from the PGA. He withdrew from the US Open because he was injured, and he did finish well at the Open, and he was T7. So there are parallels between the two of these really competitive athletes who had a disappointing season on live and then come back the next season and perform well. Rahm right now, live, the last starts, T9, T5, T6, 6 and 2, where if live was a 4-round tournament and now 3 rounds, he probably could win a couple tournaments on live. And he's playing really well right now. I mentioned the parallels before Brooks won the PGA Championship. He won a live, he T2 Masters, and then he won the PGA. And he's T11, 3, T5 on live. So you can see the parallels of him performing well in live. Rahm's performing well in live. So who knows? Rahm might go on a run this major season.
I think they're both very prideful golfers. And so it means something to them, and it means something to fail for them. And they don't want to be in that spot again. And I think another guy that's got a lot of pride in his game that struggled a little bit was Justin Thomas. And he's playing incredibly well coming into this tournament across several different courses. But if you go all the way back to where he missed the cut at Augusta last year, he's made 21 worldwide starts. He has only missed one cut, which was the US Open at Pinehurst. But through all those 21 worldwide starts, 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and 12 top 25s. He's in a lot better form. He's playing a lot better. And he's had a strong start to this beginning of the 2025 season. And I think he's hungry to win something other than a PGA championship. So I think you can really look towards him to contend this week.
All right, let's talk about on the flip side, who's not hot right now, who's struggling coming into this. And I put a note on Xander Schauffele, not that he's struggling or anything, but he's coming off an injury. Xander won 2 majors last year. He finally broke through, and that's good to see because he was always finishing top 5, right? Always a bridesmaid, never the bride. He finally got to the altar a couple of times and had that sort of clutch gene. He just out of nowhere. But this year he has a rib injury. I think he finished T12 in his last event at Valspar. I don't think he just doesn't have momentum, I guess, is the way to put it. But some other guys notable, Max Homa. What happened? So talk me through some other guys you guys that are, we're questioning right now their game.
Yeah, with Homa, I guess. I mean, this is the exact opposite analysis of Justin Thomas here. Since his tied for third at Augusta last year, Homa's made 22 starts. He's missed 9 cuts, 5 straight coming into this tournament. He only has 1 top 10 and 3 top 25s. He also dropped in the official world golf ranking to first. His tour card's in jeopardy. His 2023 exemption from the Farmers, that burns off at the end of 2025. And with his 160th ranking in the FedEx Cup, someone could be back on the Corn Ferry Tour next year if he doesn't pick it up. A lot of season left, a ton of golf left, but this is a guy who changed equipment, changed apparel, and has now changed his caddy, and might not even do it justice for Max Homa right now. I would not say positive vibes only right now. It's probably quite opposite.
Yeah, probably won't be going on PMT anytime soon. Put it that way.
Unlikely.
Ever since he had the kid, he's dropped off his game. Correlation? Maybe.
I think no. Ever since the Dodgers won the World Series, so sold his soul to the evil empire for a World Series championship.
Yeah, he's a Dodgers fan. Less sympathy for him because of that.
Exactly. Will Zalatoris, was it 2021, I believe, or 22 when he burst on the scene at Augusta. Fan favorite, right? He looks like the caddy from whatever the caddy in Happy Gilmore, and Jordan Spieth and Wyndham Clark. I put them up there because they're 61 and 78th in the FedEx rankings. Spieth is just like, a roulette spin basically on how he performs week in and week out. And then some live guys I noted, DJ and Cam Smith are 28th and 29th in the live rankings. Again, not a lot of guys. DJ, I don't think cares about golf anymore, it seems.
Nope.
And Cam Smith, he almost won a couple years ago.
I like Cam Smith this week, though. I think he plays really well at Augusta. He has a couple of top tens at Augusta, and his game matches up really well. You put a short game wedge in his hand and his putter, and he can stick around in contention for a while because he can heat up just like that. And at Augusta, you don't really need to drive well to be successful. You need to, if you get out of position, you just put yourself next to the green and make some putts, and you can be fine on the course. So I'm not concerned about Cam Smith. I think one person we forget to mention is Patrick Cantlay. I think this dude is kind of in the same situation as Xander in the past couple of years, where he's put himself in contention in a lot of tournaments. He just couldn't finish terms at all. And right now his putter is non-existent, and he's lost all confidence in that club. And this week might be a struggle for him.
Guy gets a whiff of contention and just crumbles. In San Antonio, gets into contention 6 under, shoots a 75, 76, and just completely blows himself out of it on Saturday, and just doesn't give him a chance going into Sunday. He's just like Xander. Prove it.
All right, let's talk about Scotty Scheffler's defense. Right, he won in 2022 over Cam Smith when he 4-putted on 18, but he crushed him on Sunday with that chip in, I think on 3, and then in 2024 he just pulled away. It was in contention with Aberg there, Morikawa at the end, and then he pulled away. Scotty last year coming in, right? He was winning a bunch, and this year he started the year with shards of glass and raviolis in his hand. We will hopefully he's done cooking, but can Scotty defend? I mean, the odds are in his favor. I mean, what would that do? He'd be a 3-time Masters winner, a back-to-back Masters winner, be up there with Tiger Woods and a handful maybe of other guys. Let's shed some light on Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scotty's beginning of the season got derailed because of that wine glass incident he had with his wife Meredith. I'm not concerned at all. I think he played well at the Players. I think he missed some putts where he thought it was going one way and ended up going the other. He's hitting the ball extremely well, and he's had obviously tremendous success at the Masters. 5 starts in the Masters, 3 T19, T18, two winners, and T10. He knows the course well, and the thing about Augusta, the more you play it, the more you're going to have success on it because you just know the course, you know the greens. So I think Scotty is in another great position to win again.
Yeah, and he's playing well at all the courses that kind of parallel Augusta going into Augusta, and all the leading indicators. Played well at Torrey, played well at the Players. I mean, he'll be fine. It was more of an injury, I think, than anything else. He's going to be in the thick of it on Sunday.
Absolutely. All right, and moving on to live update. We already talked about the live a little bit, but some of these guys get momentum. Joaquin Niemann, John Rahm, even Phil and Sergio, some of the old heads. On to the injuries. We touched on this briefly. Xander has a rib injury. We don't know how much that's going to actually affect him. He couldn't play in San Diego. He was upset about. And Rory's elbow, Spieth's wrist. I mean, those guys, I think they're going to battle through and play. I don't think there's much stock into Rory. Any updates on Rory? He's fine, right?
Yeah.
He's fine. He's not at this point in his career where he can use this as an excuse. He needs to go out and perform.
By the way, Jacob, I do love you name dropping the golfer's wife names. I think you would do like you would be the best in trivia in wife names. Just the casual Meredith
I
and
think I only know two, Meredith and Paulina.
Paulina. Those are the only two you need. Would be a good trivia thing just to know how to do or just know their names. But let's talk about the course. It's the one major that repeats courses. The course, it's played for like it's built for lefties. It's a draw course for righties. It's so much slope and angles and how to shape the ball, but also knowing where to land it. Like the effective green is so critical on the course, and that's why you see repeat winners, because they know where to land the ball. They know where to miss. They know, all these things, and the putting is just insanity. But let's talk about the course and the weather. I mean, it's Augusta. What's your guys' favorite hole? Let's start there.
Jeez. I mean, can't go wrong with any of them, to be honest, but I think 16 is my favorite. The par three, where it just seems like if you're in contention, you just have the drama filled, you have the pressure on you, you have everyone surrounding you, you have the famous Tiger chip in. It's a lot of history on that hole. Before 15, whether you're in contention, you have to make a decision whether you're going for it or not. You're going to try to get in two, or you're going to try to lay up and try to stick it close for a birdie. So I think 15, 16 are my favorite holes on the course.
It's 12 for me. Might be a chalky pick, but you see so many tournaments for players come undone right in there, especially coming off of 11, which is probably the most demanding second shot on the course to make par, especially on a Sunday with where they put that pin.
Yep.
And then you got to follow it back up with going to 12, where it's a downhill, 150-yard wedge shot, but you go long and you're in trouble. You go short, you're in trouble. You can make a big number easily there. And like I said, you can just fall, so many turns have fallen apart or make or break. I mean, just like Tiger, middle of the green, two putt from 40 feet, goes on to win. I mean, it's just such a simple, straightforward looking hole, yet so much chaos can ensue.
I think mine's, I mean, I love, yeah, especially aiming corner and then the finishing up, right? Like Philippine straw, but they keep moving that tee box back, and to like whether they go for it or not, it's such a challenge. You have the water there. You can like sling a 3-wood or something, and then maybe have a 4-iron in or something like that. But 13 is a great hole. Is 11 the one where you hit a big hook down the hill?
11 is the par four. It's where Ludwig lost pretty much the Masters last year. He had a terrible approach shot and a bogeying, I think, the hole, which really propelled Scotty into the victory. So
Yeah.
any one of those holes on Amen corner can make or break your tournament.
And was it Saturday? The wind was like crazy on 11, and the ball was not staying on the green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with Augusta, like there's like two routes that I was reading about. You can take dead aim at like this little flat spot, this little effective area, right? There's like 3 mini greens on the green where the pins are, or you can use the slopes to work them back. So it really is like that knowledge is so important. That's why you see Tiger, 5 times in Scotty and most recently. But the weather, there's going to be rain rolling in. Jacob, Tan, talk to me about some weather.
Big weather update. As always, I'm here for you guys. Heavy rain today, which caused the practice round to be canceled. But this weekend is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. Great weather for golf. I think mid 70s the entire weekend, with the exception of some morning showers on Friday, which can lead to some high scoring in the afternoon. When softer conditions, it warms up too. Ball travels a little further. So if you're looking to bet, we don't have tee times available right now, or else we would be giving you some bets right now because of that. But look for those afternoon tee times. Maybe you're going to pick someone to live bet to finish as the round leader because they're going to go low in the afternoon. So something to look out for, but beautiful weather for the weekend. I always love it when we have perfect conditions on Sunday because there's nothing better than sitting on your couch and watching the last 2 hours of commercial free in perfect weather Augusta.
Well done. That was fantastic. Yeah, I originally I thought it was late Friday, so I was thinking Saturday morning for look for guys to attack pins and be able to stick it a little bit more. Like DJ, are we calling DJ 2020 win just kind of phony because it was November?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Like, he
Asterisks.
it wasn't really like the ball was just sticking where he hit it.
And maybe like the win, don't discredit the win, but the scoring record, yeah, you can discredit the scoring record for sure.
Yeah. He's got to get back into golf anyway. All right, finish up with some other storylines. Anything else on the course? I mean, we kind of know what Augusta is. It's just the best.
Special.
I mean, I
par
think
3. Looking forward to the par 3. Always love the par 3.
we have to ask the question every single year. Are the birds real?
No. God, no.
No. No,
CBS. You think the rim rattles that hard on March Madness when someone dunks it?
that's
All right.
true.
Some final storylines. This is just like overall golf. Bryson and Brooks might be coming back to the PGA 2026. I think both their contracts are up. Oh, that would be a big. We'll see what if they merge or what's going to happen there. But getting them back in the fold every single week, golf needs it. Obviously, it's not a hot take.
Yeah, I think the players on Live are a little tired. I think they were sold a bill of goods that wasn't really promised. They haven't gotten official world golf ranking points. It's really hard for some of these non previously exempt players to qualify for the majors, and there's no end in sight for that. So maybe Bryson and Brooks are looking at this as maybe to put some pressure on Liv to get them to the negotiating table a little bit more, and in their words, put some pressure to make a deal happen and get a win for everybody instead of just themselves. So could be a good thing for golf fans. Who knows? We'll see.
And speaking of 2024 recap, we did not mention Bryson whatsoever. Unreal season last year. He's played pretty well and live thus far, so I can't wait to see an encore, what he has in store.
Yeah, we talk about Xander winning 2 majors. It could have very easily been Bryson.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bryson he was competing Saturday, I believe. He was up there at Augusta last year.
He made
Yeah.
a run at the PGA before Xander took it away.
Xander needed
Yeah.
to make birdie, right, to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got to have the big guys. It's either the big guy. How I look at it is big players winning, competing, or you have like the Aberg making that push. I'm here. Put the statement on, like make sure that everyone knows that you've arrived. All right,
Yeah.
we've arrived at the draft. So how the draft works. Last year, round of applause for Jacob Tan, who won the first pick and got Scotty Scheffler, and he won the draft.
Well, I won without Scotty, okay? I absolutely dominated that draft. I already did my victory lap last season, so we don't need to do this anymore, but I am looking to run it back because I am better than you guys at this. So let's run it.
You two definitely are better than me, but how it's going to work is Dom's going to have the first pick. I'm going to have the second pick. Jacob's third pick. We are going to pick 4 overall players, 2 players of any type, and then 1 live and 1 50 plus in the official world golf rankings, including live players. So 4 total players, 2 free ones, a live player, and 50 plus. You guys are ready? First pick, Dom, on the clock.
Yeah, I can't get cute with this one. I'd never forgive myself if I did it and got it wrong. So Scotty Scheffler, 1-1.
1-1. I'm just marking this time. Scotty Scheffler's off the board. I will be taking Rory McIlroy. He's playing very good golf, and he's due for the career Grand Slam. Let's just get a good start here. Oh, and how we're doing it by money earned.
Chalk, 1-2. I honestly probably, if I had the first pick, taking Rory. I think he's more prime this year to absolutely go off. That's not a slight at Dom. That's an easy. You can't go wrong with Scotty, but I just think Rory's going to have a magical year. My third, fourth, doesn't really matter order, but I want to pick Morikawa and then my live is going to be John Rahm.
Okay, back to me. I'm going to go praying on injury here. I'm going to go Xander Schauffele, that he's back, and hopefully those ribs are okay, but I'm going to go Xander.
All right. And then I get 2 here. So I'm going to take Bryson as my live guy. And then I'm going to go with Aberg, Ludwig Aberg, for my second free space.
Good pick on Ludwig. All right, I need a live guy, and yeah, it kind of falls off after a couple of these guys. But I'm gonna go Joaquin Niemann. He's playing the best on a live, and that's chalky, but he's won in their rankings, and he's getting a lot of hype. So Joaquin Niemann.
All right, and then I have one more open slot and a 50 plus golfer. For my open slot, I think he is Mr. Consistent, has not won at all, but always up there on the leaderboard, T20s, Tommy Fleetwood. And then my 50 plus, I want to get a little spicy. I think it's current day, right? Current day, 50 plus
Yes.
As of today.
as of today.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go Jordan Spieth.
Dang.
The volatility there.
That was
Name
my
value.
pick.
Name
That was
value.
that was going to be my pick, though. He's also qualified for all 4 majors, so
That was the thing too.
that has something to do
Yeah.
with it here.
I had to cross off Country Club Keith Mitchell because of that, because he's not even in this field this week.
Mm-hmm.
Qualifications. I have not. Yes, this is gonna
Got to do your homework.
I got to do my
Got
homework.
to do your homework.
All right, so for that reason, okay. All right, well, let's just go. My boy, I've loved him for the swing. Cam Young. Let's
There we
hope
go.
you start playing well. He's actually, I think he's like 60 or 59. I don't even know how many majors he qualifies for. Dom, your final pick.
Spieth was the obvious 1-1 in this category. Between Matthew Pavon and Christian Bezaidnu. I'm going to go with Christian Bezaidnu.
South African, right?
Yep.
All right, let's recap our players.
So I have Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, Ludwig Aubert, and then Christian Bezaidnu. Jacob.
I have John Rahm, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, and Jordan Spieth.
And I have Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Joaquin Niemann, and Cam Young. Fellas, this is going to be a fun draft. Once again, it's earnings by the end of July. Who has the most in the 4 majors? And there is heavy stakes on this in when we go to Bandon Dunes. We're gonna figure out the bet.
Also, live show at Bandon Dunes, right? You're going
Live
to
show
announce
at
that?
Bandon, yes, live show at Bandon Dunes, and also maybe make some content in Bandon Dunes.
Who knows?
All right, let's get into the money making because we have a tournament to watch or a championship to watch. Start with the prop bet. We're just going to go Jacob, Dom, Connor. We have one prop bet, a couple placements or however many placements you want, Jacob, and then an outright long shot, and then our outright.
All right. Start off. My prop is Tommy Fleetwood, top Englishman at plus 220. I don't think the Englishman field is as strong this year. We mentioned Liv being strong this year. Teo Haddon is one of those guys who've been playing well, and he has history of playing well at Augusta. But other than that, Justin Rose, Aaron Wright, Matthew Fitzpatrick is one of those other guys who's struggling right now. So I like Tommy Fleetwood, Mr. Consistent. Drafted him for a reason. He's always has a solid swing, knows how to course management, and I think he's going to just be up there on the leaderboard.
Always gets camera time on a Sunday at a major. Always does. Even if it's at 10 a.m., but no matter what they're showing him. Good pick.
Yep. So my prop is going to be Max Homa and Dustin Johnson to miss the cut. A little parlay. Mentioned Max Homa's missed his last 5 cuts coming into it. Even though he has history here, positive history here, I still just don't think that he has the form to take the demands of this golf course. And then Dustin Johnson, you kind of look at his major track record in 2023 and 2024. He's finished his top 10, been cut 4 times, 3 times in his last 6 or 8 major appearances. Again, I just don't think he cares anymore. He's going to go out there and play. If he makes the cut, great. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But Holman Johnson plus 250 to make the cut or miss the cut.
Yep. Struggling golfers. All right. I have just kind of a fun one. Bubba Watson won here twice. We talk about this all the time. Just Bubba Watson to make the cut is plus money, plus 115. Your familiarity is so important. And not that he's playing particularly well on Live. I looked it up, though. He's I don't know. He has a top 12 this year on Live, top 20 this year on Live. So Bubba Watson to make the cut. All right, your placement, Jacob.
Are you not concerned that he said in an interview a month ago that he's not concerned with winning the Masters anymore?
Yeah, he's concerned about making the cut. Yeah, that
I guess
mindset's
so.
fine. You don't want to jam home winning and focus on winning. You just want to play good golf one day at a time.
I'm more concerned he goes out there carefree and slices a couple banana hooks into the pine straw. But that's your pick, Connor. I'll support you. We always support each other making money. My placements, I have a little parlay placement. Cam Smith T30, Sergio Garcia T30, and Phil T40. That is plus 650. I am riding the Live guys. I think they're hot right now. They're playing some great golf. You're going to get my Cam Smith spiel a little later. That's a little hint. But Phil always shows up at Augusta. He loves playing this course. He loves the content. He loves the scene. I like him to T40. And Sergio is playing some great golf right now on Live. And he can heat up at any moment. So I like those 3 guys to place where they are at plus 650.
Great.
Mine is Sepp Straka, top 20. There's going to be a lot of Sepp Straka love out of me this go around. You heard a little bit about the top of the show, but Straka T20, I think he's playing incredibly well. Just coming into this tournament, he is plus 180 to T20 himself. I just think it's a really good number. I think he's playing really well, and I think he's had good results in this course. So I like Straka T.
All right, I have 2 T20s. One is Corey Connor's namesake for myself, and the other one is Sergio Garcia, both T20. Corey Connor, since 2020, has been top 10, top 8, top 6, missed the cut in 2023, and top 38. So he has success here. He shows it year in and year out. He's always just kind of there. Sergio Garcia won here in 2017. He has 4 top 10s. He's made 15 cuts, and just have to be somewhere in the top 20 for those guys. Jacob,
Nice.
back to you. Long shot.
My long shot, just mentioned it, just hinted it. I like Cam Smith this week, 60 to 1. I think course history is crucial at Augusta. If you play well here, you're usually set up to play well again. Cam Smith and his history is going to be his Ninth start, he's T5, he's T2, he's T10, T3, T6. So he has a history of being right up the leaderboard. At Augusta, you don't really need to drive well. You just need to approach the green well. And obviously, being around the green, knowing the greens, putting well is Cam Smith's strong suit. I think once you know the greens at Augusta, you are set up for success. So that's why if Cam Smith's putter gets hot, I think he can be up on the leaderboard yet again. And I like 60 to 1 for Cam Smith.
Yep, more love for my guy, Sepp Straka. He's my outright pick. I got him at 75 to 1. A lot of books have him at 70 to 1. Again, I think the number is just way too long for someone that's playing as well as he is. He's had a good trend as far as results in Masters. This is going to be his fourth Masters tournament. Strokes gained is improved upon every year. He gained 1.85 strokes on the field last year. Last Masters iteration, he was T16. So constant improvements, been keeping on keeping on. I think this is just a good time to take a long shot number at this price.
I didn't realize we did the same thing, Dom, but Corey Connors, I have top 20 and also a long shot, 60 to 1. Like I said, he plays well at Augusta. And also this year, I mean, he has a third place this year in Arnold Palmer. In his last 5 starts, he's been T25 and below, and he has a top 6 in there as well. It can be done. 60 to 1 too. Sprinkle. All right, and finish up with the outright Jacob Tan.
I'm doing something a little different this year. I'm taking a triple chance winner. I like the big dogs. I want to root for the big dogs. I prioritize John Rahm and Colin Morikawa in my triple chance, and DraftKings only had Xander as the other one, but I'll take it. So 3 guys to win is 5 to 1. I like them. I think John's going to have an amazing year, as I said earlier in the show. I think Colin's played here as well. Fantastic. His last 3 starts, Colin at the Masters, fifth place, T10 and T3. And once you keep playing this course, this is going to be his 6th time. Putts are going to start falling. So I like Colin this week.
Wait, say those 3 again. Colin,
Colin, John Rahm, and Xander Schauffele at 5 to 1.
I hope you hit that bet with Xander. Rooting for my players, I see.
I'm in it to make money, Connor.
All right, Dom, outright.
Yeah, I have a three-way as well with Colin, Ludwig, and Xander. But if I'm just going to give out one guy specifically that I'd like to highlight, it's Colin Morikawa. And when it comes down for me picking Masters winners, it's who can get it done and who do I trust to get it done. Obviously, I trust Scotty. Obviously, I trust Rory. But if you're looking for a number that's a little bit longer outside of 3 to 1, 4 to 1 with Scotty, and 7, 8 to 1 with, or I'm sorry, 7, 8 to 1 with Rory, 3 or 4 to 1 with Scotty. I think Colin is definitely someone who can get it done. He's been in contention. He's definitely due. It's been a while since he won a major, but he has won a major. He's been there. He's done that. He can get it done. It's a better number. I like it better than if you want to throw a smaller unit on a longer number. I think Colin Morikawa is the right choice to make.
I like it. Yeah, he's proven it before. All right, mine is Xander Schauffele, and again, hoping he's healthy, but he has T2 2019, T17 2020, and then most recently T10 in 2023 and a T3 in 2021, excuse me. But he has a lot of top 10 finishes, and he's proven he can break through at majors. He did it last year 2 times. Depends on health for him. It might take a couple tournaments to get back into it, but you can get him at 1,800, I believe, right now for Xander Schauffele, my outright. Any other final picks or sprinkles you guys want to throw in? Maybe some fun bets or anything like that? We'll leave
Yeah,
it for
for a long shot, I was also looking at Minwoo Lee, someone who's playing extremely good golf right now. He won a couple weeks ago. He's very volatile. He can either be cut or he can finish at T20. His 3 starts in the Masters, T14. He was cut in 2023, and last year was T22. So his 4th start in the Masters, playing extremely well right now. He was the leader after day 3 at the Players, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in the final grouping at least on Sunday. But playing very good golf, you get him at 60 to 1, which I think it's a good sprinkle to get.
Yeah, I have a couple of season-long bets that are kind of tied in with all 4 of the majors that I liked. I took all these preseason, and most of these odds are fairly the same except for Aubert's top 20 in all 4 majors. That number is closer to 10 to 1. I got it at 16 to 1 there, but I like him T20 in all the majors this year. I have Brian Harmon to make the cut in all 4 majors.
Ooh,
I think that one could struggle in the 2 middle ones with the PGA and the US Open with his lack of distance. But I think him scraping into some cuts can be pretty valuable there. And then also Justin Thomas to win a major. I got him at 7 to 1 to win a major this year. That number has shrunk a little bit. I believe it's in the 5, 6 to 1 area now. So I have a little bit of a stake here in JT bringing home a win if he can do it this week.
I'm going to share my screen, but why isn't anyone talking, or why, I guess, 4,500 for Shane Lowry? I think he's been playing good golf right now. Kyle Porter, good tweet, 10 of the last 12 winners had a 1.7 strokes gained tee to green or better. Lowry is in there at 1.8. And so, and all the other like notable names, but Lowry's plus 4,500 to win. His short game is very good. It's impeccable. So it would be kind of funny too if he wins before Rory does, and Rory just needs that one and would trying so long would have to celebrate him. But I think Shane Lowry has some value. Maybe not to win, but maybe top 10 finish.
Yeah, he's had a mixed bag of results at the Masters. He's been cut a couple times. Previously, though, his last cut though was 2019. Since the 2020 COVID delayed Masters, he's been inside the top 25 in all versions of the Masters except for the last year, which he is T43. So his recent run has been much, much better in this tournament. But yeah, I think that's actually a decent under the value or under the radar value play that people haven't been talking about.
What Phil is plus 7,500 to be the first round leader. Do you have to throw that with good old lefty? Why is he getting hype? I don't get that.
He plays well at Augusta,
That's true.
and I would say I would wait for tee times to come up, and
Yeah,
you always and check the weather because if it gets windy in the afternoon, you might want to choose a morning tee time. But I do like Phil. He's 110 to 1 to win the tournament.
I
You
know.
want to put a little sprinkle on that.
I mean, you see a lot of zeros after someone's name, and you're just like, okay, it's $10.
it's really tempting.
It's very tempting. What's our rule, Dom?
6 wagers, and I'm at 5 already, so there's only one more I can make.
All right, boys, this has been great. Any other final Masters thoughts? I can't wait for the week. I mean, whenever I watch Masters, I just want to play golf too, but it's like you don't want to miss it. So figuring out how to play golf. Luckily, we're on the West Coast. We can kind of do both when they finish up. I guess you can do it beforehand too. Any final parting thoughts? Lay it on me.
I'm excited. Spring has officially begun on the Jacob Tank calendar because spring begins on Masters weekend. I absolutely despise ESPN for absolutely destroying Ray Charles's legacy. I feel like whoever was the intern who suggested this crappy idea should be fired on the spot because this is the tradition unlike any other. So why would you move away from tradition? It is a pathetic move by ESPN, and I want everyone to be fired associated with that project.
I agree with that. I played 36 holes of golf the last 2 weekends, so I can take this weekend off, I believe, to focus on my viewing pleasure of this golf tournament. That was by design. So yeah, no golf this weekend. I'll be watching.
My roommate Blaze ordered the Masters food and drink pack. So we're going to get the pimento sandwiches. We're going to get I think, whatever their drinks are in the Masters cup. So we're going to be dialed in. I'm wearing my white as like the Masters caddy, but I expect that outfit next time. And maybe for the British Open, we'll do some sort of old golf style.
Yes, lovely.
Also, congrats to Houston for winning the national championship in basketball. They've had a good season. They deserve it. They beat our Zags. We're also taping this, and it's 3 minutes into the ball game. So I'm just speaking into existence.
Yep. One more note. Congrats to Florida for winning and covering the national championship. Walter Clayton is the best guard since Kemba Walker. Dom, who do you pick?
I'm going to say I'm Switzerland. I have no money on this game, actually. So yeah, couldn't decide.
Boys, thank you for joining. It's going to be a great golf season, and let's hope we have an exciting finish. Oh, by the way, I was thinking about this. When is the last time, at Augusta especially, have we had an interesting, like, hole 18, 17 on Sunday? It's been a while. It's been a while since it's come down to, I think, 18. I feel like there's been...
Oh, like it's competitive on 18?
Yeah, like I feel like everyone runs away with it before, but I'm hoping, I think it was what's his name? Adam Scott's playoff, maybe. I think he had to make a birdie on 18, but it's been a while since we've had the drama at the very end. I hope we get that this year.
2018 had a couple guys bunched up.
If you're counting Scotty almost 4-putting when you first won the Masters, then it kind of came down to it because he was a glass case of emotions on the 18th green.
It really was. Yeah, should be a great tournament. And I guess last question: what would you shoot at Augusta playing from their tees?
120, conservatively.
I was going to say 120 for myself.
I think it'd be like 150. And once you get on the green, you can't even stop the ball.
Here's a question, Connor: how far out do you need to start from each hole for you to win the Masters?
I think I have to be on the putting surface.
Yeah, on the putting surface. Be on the right tier of the putting surface too. I'd want to say right level.
And like the nerves holding the putter with everyone watching you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it. And Jim Nance, he's here for 11 more years. So we have Jim.
Perfect.
We don't have Uncle Vern though, but all right, boys, that'll wrap it up. And thanks for coming on.
See you, boys. Good luck.
See ya.